Hey guys, it's John with HookahJohn.com here. Today with another back to basics HookahJohn video. What we're gonna do is go back to basics because there's so much there's so many new products out there in the hookah world. We just want to go back to the basics and see kind of where it started. And this week's topic is going to be actual hookahs. How do you buy a hookah pipe? How do you choose one? What's the difference? All right. So today I brought out a whole selection of pretty much all of the work hookahs we have here. These are the ones that we smoke here, except for a couple of new ones. So here's just a quick array, and I'll be talking about most of these. We can start here with the glass ones, only because I'm not going to go into glass too much. I don't use them all the time. I like them. They're smooth. There's so many different brands. And sorry to Art Hookah, it didn't have a full one set up. So that's the body of an Art Hookah one, which is my favorite one actually. We just broke a couple pieces. And that's one of the reasons I don't like glass hookahs so much, because you get a little clumsy, you break some stuff. Some other ones, there's some good ones there. You've seen the Zahra one. I really like that one. It's like the, forget what model that is, but it's like the wine bottle looking one. Pretty decent, but we won't get into those. Back to basics. I think some of the two most basic hookahs, not basic, but older type hookahs, are these two right here. You got an El Nefes Pasha, which is like a El Nas that's people use. Turkish hookahs were real popular hundreds of years ago, and they are actually popular here a few years back, but I think lack of availability or people not importing them, they're not here. Great looking hookahs. They just have some thinner hose ports. You may not be able to get every hose in there. This is the way they look. This isn't the original tray. This is the way they look on the inside. Oh, someone put this on tight. All right. Copper down stem, traditional chamber. Really nice hookahs, good artwork in there. And this looks like it was cast, meaning it was poured on two sides. They poured the brass in there and did that. Pretty good, really good, beautiful piece. We'll get into some things that are, you know, with the copper down stems, a lot of people like copper down stems. I used to, but I'm not liking them because when you clean it out, all that green oxidation comes out. The next one I'll go into, and because there's so many out there, I can't really go into a chronology of different types of hookahs and when they came out and so forth. But this is my old Naurus. This is one of my gems. I'm not selling this. Syrian hookahs you just can't get anymore. I haven't seen them come to the US. The whole situation over the past years is really sad in Syria, and we just can't get Syrian hookahs. I mean, that's not the only reason it's a bad situation, but that's what it is. So this is a Syrian hookah, and it's called a Naurus. What I did was, okay, you know what I forgot to tell you to put out was Chinese hookahs. I wanted to show you guys Chinese hookahs. As you notice, I don't even have any in my collection here. Here's one. Here's one just set up. Some of you guys, look how dusty this is. I don't even know why we even have this. This is a Chinese hookah. This is a piece of junk. Okay, you'll see these in your small liquor stores and gas stations. These are just junk. A lot of people get suckered into buying one of these. You're new, you don't know what you're doing. It's pretty, I think, if you don't know what a hookah is. Stay away from those, all right? You guys are big boys now. Even though we're in back to basics, doesn't matter. It doesn't cost much more to get you a new one. What I did to take that leap from, okay, the reason people get Chinese hookahs, they import them because they're cheap, okay, obviously. Now, China can make some good products. You just have to pay for it. So what I did was I went to China and I had these ones made over here. The HookahJohn Syrian Inspirations. As you can see, it's the same stem as that Naurus, my favorite Naurus. And what I did was, not only did we make it nice and heavy and solid, and get that brass feel, I made it no screwable pieces, nothing comes out. Traditional down stem, or traditional chamber. All right, it's just like an Egyptian or a Syrian hookah when it comes to these ports. So that's a very good hookah, a very good value too. Is this the best hookah ever? No, but this thing hits like a champ, and I'll put it against any of those better, higher end hookahs any day, as far as smoke performance. Now, let's move on to some KMs over here. KMs probably, it is the most popular Egyptian brand of hookahs. I really like KMs. They're traditional, they're heavy, they're solid. The only complaints I have sometimes are welds around that are visible, which is all right. It doesn't affect your performance. It dulls a little bit, doesn't matter. You can polish it up, but I'll be honest, I get too much going on in my life to actually polish a hookah. I'm not gonna do that. One of my favorite models, the Kamanja here. This is a double version. It's got two of the Kamanja, I believe it means violin. That's like a violin body. You see, you got your traditional chamber in here. That means it's two holes here. You've got actual direct line going from your hose port to that hole right there, and from your purge valve to that hole right there. Very solid hookahs. Very solid. You cannot go wrong with the KM. Some are better than others. Some people argue that their workmanship went down over the years. I don't know. They're just so mass produced. Who knows? There's other brands out there which I didn't represent. Shika, excellent brand of Egyptian hookahs. Faridas were okay. Some are better than others. Now, what's changed? Where we've come since KMs being super popular over the last 8 to 10 years, we've got some American-made hookahs here. Start with the Regal. I only have a mini because my bigger one is at home. This is a Regal Prince. It's made out of wood. Very good construction. Made in the USA, US company. Check this out. Really solid piece. Let's get a wider down stem. Really wide gauge down stem. You can see the workmanship in there. Beautiful piece. A lot of people are proud owners of Regal hookahs. I am. Okay, we go into there. So if you can get your hands on a Regal, do it. Management over there is a little iffy, George. And anyhow, great American hookah. We got another American hookah here that's awesome. And this is the shorter version of a Starbuzz. I forget what the name of this model is. Do you remember what it is? Okay. Anyhow, we pulled this as new. This is not in my collection. I have a smaller one at home. I really like medium-sized hookahs. Better than the tall ones, in my opinion, for a couple of reasons. Cleanliness, trying to clean them is easier, a lot easier, and prepare them and all that. Plus, I think the hit is just right. Down stem's a little thinner, but there's that argument. There's another argument, and back to basics. Wider draw, restricted draw. I think it's more of how you pack your bowl. So Starbuzz did an excellent job. They did a ton of models, and they have some more coming out soon, I believe. So that's made in the US. I've seen them, the production, where they've come over the past, I believe it's been about 1.5 years since Starbuzz introduced these. Another version of the Starbuzz. Let's go back to this. This is a Starbuzz, but with a chiller. Now this is a taller version, but it's got a little chiller in there. Small bowl for putting ice in. Cools your hookah. I like it more for aesthetics rather than actually putting ice. I don't cool my hookah, some people do. Well, you can compare it to where chillers came from. In Egypt, they came out with these chiller hookahs. This is an Egyptian, this is a KM. It's got a bigger ice bucket. It's cool and everything. Egyptian or KM hookahs, the welds aren't so good. Sometimes you get a little leaking of water, which is kind of unfortunate. Same thing with this tray, not fitting in. Some do, some don't. What do you do? It's an Egyptian hookah. It's a lot cheaper than the Starbuzz version. A lot cheaper. I think this hookah would retail for about 150-ish, whereas the stem alone on this is well over $200. So those are your choices. Which one smokes better? I don't know. It's up to you. Can you pack a hookah? Can you pack a bowl? Can you prepare a hookah? A new player in the American-made hookahs, Prometheus. All right. There's been a lot of praise and a lot of criticism on Prometheus hookahs. When the owner came out and tried to describe his science in it, some people laughed. A lot of those people that laughed are now asking to work with them. So you be the judge. Okay, thinner down stem, but it starts out thicker here. So I'll show you the top is thicker. There's a whole video on Prometheus hookah where the owner of it, Vasilos, makes a comparison, or sorry, an explanation on what the science is, going wider at the top to thinner by the time it gets to the bottom. Again, a lot of criticism. I like it, but it's a hookah, right? All of these hookahs work just fine. You're gonna get similar results. Depends on what you want to pay. What I really like is their demi version. The demi version is like a half. It's a half-size hookah. I really like it a lot. I just like the medium-sized hookahs. So that's it on Back to Basics, except for one that came out that's not too popular yet, but by the time they're popular, they may be out. This is the Sahara Smoke Executive Hookah. All right, they did excellent work on this. Went really traditional. Brass. They give you a 10-year warranty on this. Actually, I'm getting confused. Maybe they do a lifetime warranty on this. So you'll have to check my website and figure out what they do. They just came out in the last 4 or 5 months, and they're doing pretty good. I've been using this as a daily work hookah since I got it about 2 months ago. I love this hookah. You should get your hands on them because I don't think they'll be around long. Pricing is a big issue for a lot of you guys. So if you got a low budget, get a KM. They're complete. They come with everything that you need, and you can get a good KM from $80 to, I mean, they go pretty high too. They go up to like 200 bucks. If money is not an issue, or if you've already got a couple of KMs, go with some of these American hookahs here, whether it's Regal or Starbuzz or Prometheus. But if you're risky, go with the Starbuzz, the Sahara Smoke Executive Hookah. And a lot of these American hookahs are not coming with bases, so you got to source your bases. Bases we'll do another video. As you can see, I put a lot of HookahJohn Checkmate or Bohemian bases on these, and some of these have Egyptian or Chinese bases on them. So that's it, guys. I'm gonna get back to work. It's a great Wednesday morning here at HookahJohn, and I'm gonna get back to work, smoke my hookah, and talk to you guys soon. All right, thanks.